welcome to Plume, a Pilates studio and movement arts boutique celebrating body diversity and promoting social responsibility. My name is Christina Stoltz, and I am the owner and headmistress here at the studio. Together with my principal instructors, Devin, Steph, and Dan, we provide a series of fitness programs aimed at supporting your fitness goals, promoting healthy living, balanced workouts, and building a strong sense of community, both in and out of this studio. My journey began many years ago when I was teaching in Central Asia and running several education and outreach programs at women's crisis centers across Central Asia and throughout Russia. At that time, unfortunately, I suffered a near fatal assault, which left me really broken and powerless. Months after my assault, I again fell victim to an attempted abduction, and shortly thereafter, the country in which I was living, Kyrgyzstan, underwent a civil war and resulting genocide. So for about a 10-month period, I lived in turmoil, physical and emotional, and I was really trapped in a place, both mentally and physically, where I didn't have the resources that I needed to heal, to grow, and to ask for help. When I got back to the US, I was really dedicated to continuing the work that I started in Central Asia, and more so to establishing a strong sense of community that wouldn't leave women and men like me behind in those moments of difficulty and in those moments of trauma. So the studio opened. It opened within a year of my arrival back to the US, and it just grew with fervor. Plume is associated with its sister nonprofit organization, Rec One, which provides similar support and programming through a creative healing model to vulnerable populations in Philadelphia and beyond. So as Plume and Rec One developed and grew, so too did the sense of community that was being established in both organizations. Now, entering our third year at this studio, we have a really brilliant client base made up of men and women who are dedicated to taking really great care of themselves and really great care of one another. This year, I decided to run the Philly Marathon, and I chose to do so as a way to really address personally that which had been tearing me up emotionally through the studio's evolution. As the community here grew, I too realized that I was growing with it, and I was growing further away from the trauma that I had experienced when I was working abroad. So instead of just signing up for the marathon, we don't do anything small here at Plume, so I thought it would be really wonderful to involve the community, but more so, I really thought it would be a moment for me to reflect on the need for help that I had in completing the marathon, and to reflect on the power of the community that I had created with the help of all of these wonderful people. To lean on the Plume community and to ask directly for help and receive such an overwhelming response was miraculous in and of itself. But we took that one step further. I wasn't just running the marathon anymore, I was running it with a team, and so we were running it together. I sat down with one of our frequent Plumers, one of our longest standing clients, Corey Miller, and we mapped out what each of those miles would mean for me and for the people running. Our 26 themes really resonated with me. They're things that I've struggled with, overcome, and still do battle with on a daily basis. From inspiration and integrity to hope, bravery, and courage, they're themes that are important to everyone here at the studio, themes that really resonate in and out of the Rec One space, and themes that help build strong communities and a strong sense of self. So I invited our community to support me at each mile marker that had significant meaning for me and really connected Plume clients with that mile marker's meaning. So no one was chosen at random. I looked to our community and pulled out those persons that have really helped me address and assess and overcome the marker's meaning, and really people I knew who were going to help me get from one step to another, quite literally, on marathon day. We ended up with 45 people running the marathon in groups of 1 or 2 at each mile marker, and it was really exciting to see not only how people prepared for the marathon together, getting more jazzed up about classes, inspiring the staff to stay on point and stay focused, but more so to see how our community banded together and supported one another at a time when we all didn't know what to expect out of the marathon and really out of me as the one running the full 26.2. Truth be told, I was really nervous. I'd never run that long, and I was actually assaulted when I was running. So the fact that I was running a marathon only 4 years after I was nearly killed, brutally murdered actually, while running, was a psychological struggle in and of itself. And so marathon day came, and the minute I crossed the starting point and my timer went off, really, I knew it was go time, and I knew in my heart that I had all of those people there waiting to literally pick me up and carry me from 1 mile to the next. I can't think of a stronger, a more powerful or poignant metaphor than having someone really reach out and literally take you from one point in your journey to the other. And looking at the marathon as 26 really big steps toward a whole new life, both for me and for the studio, but more so for all of the clients and community members that participated. It was really hard and really rewarding, but most importantly, to have trust in the community that I had dreamed of for so long, a community that I had thought about and wished for in times of real personal struggle, made the marathon completely unprecedented for me. It was a major hurdle to overcome. It was a physical obstacle that a lot of people shy away from, and it was a mental challenge that I really was nervous I wasn't ready for. But I got it done. And when it did get hard, all of my wonderful friends and clients and community members were there to say, buck up, swallow your tears, and keep going, because this is your day and you need to do this. And the truth is, it was my day. It was my day to celebrate everyone that has helped me get this far in my journey, and also my day to give back to all of those people who have inspired me to this point in the success of the business and in the growth of our fitness programs here. It was a day to give back to the community, and it was a day to really solidify the community that we've built together. So I thank everyone that ran the marathon with me, not only for taking time out of your weekend to attend our pre-party and our post-party and to run the marathon itself, but to really be there for one another, to show support and love for someone who you may not really know well, someone who you've only seen in passing, to really develop bonds of friendship with people based on a love of oneself and a respect for one's own body. Looking back on where I was in 2009 when I was assaulted, in 2010 when I was abducted and experienced all of the strife and conflict of the Civil War and the genocide, to now, I can't believe that time and love really did heal wounds that I thought would be open and gaping forever. So on a look back from Marathon Day, I take with me in my heart a sense of pride in the studio that all of you have helped to build and to grow. I take a sense of accomplishment in dreaming big and reaching for the impossible always. Again, something I've pulled from all of our clients here, from my family and friends, and from everyone who has shown love and support for Plume and Rec One since the organization's inceptions in 2011. And finally, I take thanks and gratitude for establishing a wonderful business that continues to grow and flourish in a brilliant and prosperous city, founded quite literally on brotherly and sisterly love. So thank you for sharing the marathon with me, and thank you for building a strong community at Plume. And finally, thank you for inspiring others to greatness both in and out of the studio. I don't know where I would be today without you, and I am very excited to see where we're headed together.